I do have a motto. When I got it, when I lived in England, I was getting ready to leave Oxford after the 3 years there, and I stopped in to see one of my most important teachers, who's a man, an Anglo-Irishman named Neville Coghill. Neville at that point was not as old as I am now. He was probably in his mid-60s. I'm now in my mid-70s. He, as always, was wonderfully welcoming in a kind of courtly way. He'd grown up in an aristocratic family. His father had been Sir Patrick Coghill, who was a wonderful painter. And Neville not only taught English literature at Oxford, but he was also the most distinguished of the faculty who were interested in actual theatrical production. He was frequently directing student plays. I got ready to leave the little tea that he had put on for me, realizing that it might have been the last time I would ever see him in mine in his life, though I did luckily turn out to see him later. But I said, Neville, give me some wisdom to take home with me. I was 25 and feeling much in the need of wisdom, and still do. He said, I'll tell you my mother's last words. And he said that his mother was very, very ill at their family home in Ireland. And he was in Oxford only 2 or 3 days away from becoming an examiner, giving these enormously important final exams to Oxford students. And so he got us a little private airplane to fly him from Oxford to the family estate in Ireland. And he got there, and the brothers and sisters had gathered, but alas, mother had lapsed into a coma. And he waited a day or two to see if she was going to rally in any form in which he could communicate with her. She didn't, and so finally when his airplane was revving up to take him back to Oxford, he went into her bedroom to at least kiss her goodbye. And he bent over and kissed her on the forehead. She didn't seem to respond to that in any way. He walked across the large room to the door and turned the door handle, and he heard this tremendously familiar voice say, Neville. And he turned, and his mother had propped herself up on her elbow in bed, and she looked toward him and she said, never forget, I only regret my economies. Well, the moment Neville said that to me, I thought, gosh, I can convert that into my own piece of wisdom, which is, you'll only regret your economies. And I'll have to say that for the remainder of my life, and there have been great patches of my life in which I've had almost no money whatsoever. I've had to borrow $5 from friends to buy food for the next week or whatever. Nonetheless, I've always splurged whenever possible, financially, emotionally, in almost any other legal way. And I owe that piece of wisdom to Neville Coghill and his mother, Lady Patrick Coghill.